There's a place where streams of grace flow deep and wide, where all the love I've ever found comes like a flood, comes flowing down. At the cross, I surrender my life. I'm in all of you. I'm in all of you. Where your love ran red and my sin washed white. I owe all to you. I owe all to you, Jesus. There's a place where sin and shame are powerless, where my heart has peace with God and forgiveness, where all the love I've ever found comes like a flood, comes flowing down. At the cross, I surrender my life. I'm in all of you. I'm in all of you. Where your love ran red and my sin washed white. I owe all to you. I owe all to you, Jesus. Here my hope is found, here on holy ground. Here I bow down, here I bow down. Here arms open wide, here you save my life. Here I bow down, here I bow down. At the cross, I surrender my life. I'm in all of you. I'm in all of you. Where your love ran red and my sin washed white. I owe all to you. I owe all to you, Jesus. Jesus.
Good morning, Rams. I am so excited to be with you today. We are going to be talking about our virtue for this month, which has been resilience. You know, it's such a good virtue for this time that we're going through. What does it mean to be resilient? What does it mean to be determined? What does it mean to persevere, to keep trying to do something in spite of what's going on around us? Not paying attention to what the odds are, not paying attention to our success, but being able to say, I'm going to do my best no matter what. And it reminds me of a verse from 1 Corinthians. In 1 Corinthians 16:13, it says this. It says, be on guard, stand fast in the faith, be courageous, be strong. So there's 4 parts to that. The first part says, be on guard. And the idea there is that we have to be watching out for things that could come against us. The truth is, in today's world, there's a lot coming against us. Constantly and during this time, there are things coming against us, things that are challenging us. Are we going to stand up to them? Are we going to do what's right at this moment? And so we need to be on guard. It says, stand fast and stand firm in the faith. Uses both those terms in different translations. And the idea there is that we are firm in what we believe. We're firm in what our faith says. We're being who we're called to be. And so I want to challenge you to stand firm. Stand firm in what you believe. Know the truth of who Jesus is and what he's done for you. Trust in that. Depend on that. Then it says, be courageous. Could there be a better verse for us right now than that verse? In Joshua 1:9, God calls the people to be courageous. He says, be strong and courageous there. He says, do not be frightened. Do not be dismayed. We live in a time where it's very easy for us to be frightened. It's very easy for us to be dismayed. Crazy things are happening and going on all around us right now. The question is, are we going to give in to fear, or are we going to let faith rule? Are we going to be strong in our faith? Are we going to stand firm? Are we going to take courage? And so I encourage you, all of you, be courageous, be different, be bold. And the last thing is be strong. You know, it's really easy for us to right now to give in, to give up, to give out. And I want to encourage you guys to be strong. It's not easy doing online school. It's not easy being around each other as a family all the time. We want to get away, and sometimes there's places we can go and moments that we have alone, but the truth is we're surrounded right now, and it's really easy for us to give in to weakness and to give in to anger and to give in to being upset and to being selfish. But I want to challenge you to be strong. I want to challenge you to stand up for what's right, to seek to be kind, to seek to care for those around you, your family, your friends, your neighbors. I want to challenge you to do that with your teacher. Connect with your teacher. Talk to them. See how they're doing. This is a difficult time for all of us. And so the answer really does come from that verse in 1 Corinthians 16. Be on guard. Stand firm in your faith. Be courageous. Be strong. And in all those things that we're told to do, here's the truth of it. We're not going to do it. When it really comes down to it, we're going to probably give in at times. And that's what's so crazy is we just went through the time of Easter and experiencing all this in Easter. And if Easter teaches us anything, it's that when things are most difficult, we can stand up. But the reason we can stand up and the reason we can stand firm and the reason we can be courageous is because Jesus has done it first. Because he was courageous against overwhelming odds. Because he went against all that could be brought against a person, even unto death. And he didn't stop there. And he gives us the opportunity to trust in him and depend on him. And when we place our faith and our trust in him and we depend on him, he gives us new life, which is what this last Sunday was all about. Easter Sunday is the new life that Jesus brings. And so I want to encourage you, if you haven't come to faith, if you haven't come to a point of putting your trust and faith in Jesus, now's the time to do it. Because the truth is, we're not going to be able to be on guard. We're not going to be able to stand firm. We're not going to be able to be courageous on our own. But we can rely on the strength of Jesus, the courage of Jesus. We can rely on his faith even. And so I want to encourage you to turn to him and to put your faith in him. All it requires is this, is you taking a moment and saying, Jesus, I can't do it. I haven't been lived up to who you've called me to be. And I'm going to turn to you and put my faith in you. And this isn't just for you. This is for our students. This is for you parents out there. It's getting really difficult. I know it is. I'm hearing the reports on the news and other places about how difficult it is for families right now. And I want to give you the opportunity to call for help. And to first and foremost, to go to Jesus for that help. And so it simply is going to him and saying, I haven't measured up. I need you. I need you at this moment. And asking him to take control. And asking him to take over. And giving your life, placing it on him because he has given his life for you. So I just want to encourage you guys. I want to encourage you to take that step. I want to pray for you right now that if you're making that decision right now, that you would take that step. And I want to ask Jesus to work in and through you and in your life during this time. And so let's take a moment and pray. If you bow your heads with me, close your eyes. Father, I thank you that you give us a chance to trust Jesus. I thank you that you've given us a chance to turn to you and to trust you, depend on you. And so I pray for all those right now that are looking elsewhere, that are looking all over the place to try and find help. But God, they've seen this, they've heard this right now. I pray that you give them the faith to trust you. To say, I'm sorry, I can't live up to the demands. I can't be perfect. I can't make it, and I need you. I pray that you give them the faith to do that and the trust that when they come to you with that, that you, God, do change hearts and you do change lives. And that, God, when we trust you like that, you can help us to be on guard, to stand firm in our faith, to be courageous, and to be strong. God, we ask all of this in the name of one who conquers all through the cross and the resurrection to give us new life, life in you. Amen. I thank you guys. I thank you guys for tuning into this chapel service. I ask you to remember to pray for one another, to love one another, to be who God's called you to be. And I'm looking forward to the time that we can come back together and be a strong school. We are doing so many things to change who we are and to be the very best we can be here while you're gone. You'll be surprised. You won't even recognize the place. I'll give you some videos in the next few weeks about what's happening around here. And again, I thank you guys for tuning in and for being who God's called you to be. Be resilient, guys. Talk to you next week.